She sang barefoot, no glitter, no glamour, just pure emotions. From a small island in the Atlantic, her voice carried across the world. They called her the Barefoot Diva, but to her people, she was simply Cesária, the soul of Cape Verde. Her songs carried Sodade, that unspoken urge of belonging, of missing what's gone but never forgotten. Through the gentle rhythms of Morna and the laughter of Coladeira, she turned pain into poetry and silence into song. Cesária Évora didn't just sing, she felt, and the world felt with her. She was 47 when the world finally discovered her. No fame, no strategy, just one voice that crossed oceans and captured millions. From the bars in Mindelo to Grammy stages in New York, she proved that it's never too late to shine. The ocean's waves of Cape Verde have carried many stories, but one voice rose above them all. Soft, deep, and timeless, her music became the heartbeat of a nation and a bridge to the world. This is the story of Cesária Évora, the barefoot woman whose voice will echo forever through the winds of Sodade.
Boquinha tão doce, bom saber só arranja trança. Vaquinha mansa, bocarinha contente, boquinha tão doce.
Cesária Évora was born on August 27, 1941, in Mindelo, on the island of São Vicente, Cape Verde, a small archipelago of the west coast of Africa. Life there was beautiful but harsh. Islands were known for their ocean winds, long droughts, and the rhythms of longing known as Sodade. Cesária grew up surrounded by this feeling, a deep sadness mixed with love and hope that would later become the soul of her music. When her father, a part-time musician, died, when she was just 7 years old, her family's struggle deepened. Her mother, unable to care for all of her children, sent young Cesária to an orphanage. At the orphanage, she learned discipline but also felt the sting of loneliness. It was there that music became her escape. The children sang to forget their pain, and Cesária's voice stood out. It was rich, soulful, and emotional, even at a young age. When she left the orphanage at 17, she returned to Mindelo, where the harbor was alive with sailors and traveling musicians. It was here, among the bars and nightclubs, that she began to sing professionally, performing songs of love, loss, and life at sea. Cesária didn't perform glamorous shows. She sang barefoot, dressed simply, poured her heart out in every note. In the 1970s, Cesária's life took a dark turn. Without consistent income from her music, she lived in poverty. At times, she couldn't afford food or rent. The bars where she used to sing were closing, and her audience had moved on. She faced deep depression and stopped singing altogether for nearly a decade. Many in Mindelo thought she had given up, but in truth, she was simply surviving, quietly enduring the pain of being unheard. In her silence, music was always near. Friends would visit her and beg her to sing again. Cesária, they would say, her nickname, "You were born to sing," but she would shake her head and smile sadly. Life had taken too much from her, yet destiny wasn't done with Cesária. In 1985, a fellow Cape Verdean musician named Morna encouraged her to travel to Lisbon, Portugal, to record again. He believed that the world needed to hear her voice, that her time hadn't passed, it had just been waiting. When Cesária arrived in Lisbon, she was unsure of herself. She had never been on a big stage or recorded professionally before. But once she started singing, the producers were stunned. Her voice was so pure. No studio trick, no flash style, just raw, deep feeling. One of those who heard her voice was José da Silva, a young producer of Cape Verdean descent living in Paris. He was immediately captivated. He invited her to France to record an album, marking the start of the second act of her life. This was Cesária's rebirth. She left Cape Verde again, this time not as a struggling singer, but as a woman on the verge of international discovery. She was 47 years old, an age when many give up on their dreams, but Cesária was just beginning her journey to become the Barefoot Diva of the world.
Na mirador de Bela Vista, almoço não veio para Terezinha, lá da Confianga, Sabina Vera, lá tem uns menininha de saia cruz, tá a fazer paz na coladeira, nova goza nos mocidade.
When Cesária arrived in Paris in 1988, the music world didn't know her name, but soon, her debut international album titled La Diva au Pied Nu, The Barefoot Diva, introduced the world to her voice. The album was sung entirely in Cape Verdean Creole, but the emotion in her music transcended language. Her soft, smoky tone and melancholic melodies drew listeners in from all corners of the world. She sang about homesickness, love, and longing for one's homeland, a universal emotion that touched people everywhere. Her music belonged to a genre called Morna, a blend of Portuguese fado, Brazilian mondina, and African rhythms. It carried stories of sailors lost at sea, families separated by migration, and lovers waiting across ocean. Cesária also performed coladeira, a more upbeat style that made people dance. Together, these were two genres representing the soul of Cape Verde. Sad but hopeful, gentle yet powerful, Cesária became its greatest ambassador. In 1992, her fifth album, titled Miss Perfumado, changed everything. The single, titled Sodade, became an international hit. The word Sodade means a deep sense of longing, and Cesária's voice captured that feeling perfectly. The song became her signature, the anthem of Cape Verde, and a global symbol of exile and love. People who didn't even understand Creole were moved to tears by her voice. Cesária had achieved something few artists ever did. She made emotion itself the language of her music. With Miss Perfumado, Cesária went from small clubs to world stages. She toured Europe, the Americas, and Africa, singing barefoot as always. Her shows were not flashy, just her musicians, and her voice, but the audience were spellbound. Critics compared her to Edith Piaf and Billie Holiday, women who sang pain as beauty. Cesária Évora had arrived.
Já vou perder o valor, e pra que boi mansinha, boi gancha, boa fama ter corrido, já vou perder o valor, e pra que boi mansinha, anda bem cotelada, procura sinceridade.
By the mid-1990s, Cesária Évora was an international star. She released album after album, each one praised by critics and loved by fans. Her 1995 album Cesária earned her a Grammy nomination, a rare honor for an artist from such a small island nation. Her songs were being played on radio stations from Paris to New York, and she was performing in sold-out theaters across the world. Yet through it all, she remained humble. She still smoked, laughed, and lived simply, still barefoot, still true to herself. In 1997, she released Café Atlántico, a warm, joyful record that mixed Morna, coladeira, and even touches of Brazilian samba and Cuban rhythms. The album showcased her versatility and her ability to bring the Atlantic's music cultures together. Her 1999 album titled São Vicente de Longe, meaning from far away São Vicente, was another masterpiece. a nostalgic tribute to her homeland. It earned her another Grammy nomination and deepened her global fan base. In 2003, Cesária finally won the Grammy Award for Best Contemporary World Music Album for her album Voiceless. It was a historic moment. She had become the first Cape Verdean artist to win a Grammy. The honor was not just hers, it belonged to the entire Cape Verdean people, who saw her as their musical mother. She collaborated with world-renowned artists including Salif Keita, Caetano Veloso, and Company Segundo. Each collaboration blended her oceanic sound with different traditions: African, Latin, European, proving that music truly has no borders. Cesária had become more than a singer. She was a cultural bridge between continents, a living symbol of Cape Verde's spirit.
São Vicente, pequenino, vamos abraçar, me acredito.
Despite her fame, Cesária remained grounded and real. She was known for her honesty, humor, and simplicity. She didn't chase wealth or glamour. She often gave money to friends and strangers in need, saying she didn't need much for herself. Her home in Mindelo was modest, filled with laughter, cigarettes, and music. She enjoyed good food, rum, and company, never pretending to be anything other than herself. Cesária never married and didn't live a conventional life. She had children, but was not often traditional mother due to her tough life and early struggles. Yet she was deeply loved by her family and her people. Her independence was part of her charm. She lived life on her own terms. Even in interviews, she was direct and unfiltered. She would light a cigarette, smile, and tell her stories without fear or formality. Her humility amazed the world. She once said, and I quote, "I'm just singing for the people who suffer like me." End of quote. This connection to ordinary people made her music timeless. When she sang Sodade on stage, it wasn't just performance. It was a communion. She reminded the world that beauty can come from pain and greatness can come from simplicity. Even as her health began to decline in the late 2000s, she refused to slow down. She performed tirelessly, traveling across continents, bringing Cape Verde's soul to every corner of the world. Her voice, warm and deep, continued to enchant audiences, a living proof that true music comes from the heart, not from the fame.
São Vicente de longe, cada imaginar e tromei não tá passando. Quem conhece São Vicente de longe.
By 2010, Cesária Évora's health was deteriorating. Years of heavy smoking and long tours had taken a toll on her. In 2011, after suffering a stroke, she announced her retirement from music. It was a heartbreaking moment for fans around the world. She told the press in her calm, simple way, and I quote, "I have no strength anymore," end of quote. Her honesty, even in farewell, was deeply moving. That same year, on December 17, 2011, Cesária Évora passed away at the age of 70 in Mindelo. Her death was met with mourning across the globe. Cape Verde declared 2 days of national mourning, and thousands gathered in the streets of Mindelo to say goodbye to their beloved Cisse. Her coffin, wrapped with the national flag, was carried through the streets as her songs played, her voice echoing through her hometown one last time. Tributes poured in from artists, presidents, and fans worldwide. Newspapers called her the Queen of Morna, the voice of the ocean, and the Barefoot Diva. But to her people, she was simply Cesária, their sister, their mother, their pride. Her passing left a silence that could never truly be filled. Even after her death, her music continued to live on. Albums like Mea Corinosa, released posthumously, reminded the world of her tenderness and depth, her songs were used in films, documentaries, and international tributes. Cesária Évora had become immortal, not through monuments, but through melody.
Despedida
Today, Cesária Évora's legacy stands tall. She is celebrated as one of Africa's greatest vocalists and one of the most important world music artists of all time. Her music put Cape Verde on the map, turning its struggles and beauty into art that reached across borders. The emotions in her voice inspired new generations of artists who seek authenticity over fame. Her story continues to motivate singers, especially women in Africa, who see in her a symbol of resilience. She showed that success can come late, that talent has no expiration date, and that staying true to yourself can make the world listen. Artists like Lura and Sarah Tavares have all followed in her footsteps, blending traditional Cape Verdean music with modern influences, carrying Cesária's spirit into the future. In Mindelo, her home turned into a museum, and her statue stands near the harbor where she once sang as a young girl. Every year, festivals are held in her honor, with musicians performing barefoot to pay tribute to her. The streets of Cape Verde still echo with her voice, and Sodade remains a song of identity and love for all Cape Verdeans everywhere. Cesária Évora's life reminds us that greatness doesn't require luxury, only truth, passion, and courage. From a poor orphan girl in Mindelo to a Grammy-winning global star, she lived and sang with her soul. She was the Barefoot Diva who gave the world Sodade, and through her voice, she will never be forgotten.
Isolada num gaiola, cor de prata.
Cesária Évora began with nothing but a voice born from struggle, love, and longing. She sang barefoot, not because it was style, but because it was who she was, humble, grounded, and real. From the tiny streets of Mindelo to the lights of Paris and New York, she carried Cape Verde in her heart and shared it with the world. Her music taught us that emotion has no language. You didn't need to understand the words, you could feel them. Through Morna and Coladera, she showed that sadness can be beautiful and simplicity can be powerful. She sang for the poor, the lonely, the dreamers, for anyone who ever missed home. When Cesária sang, time seemed to stop. Her voice could fill a room, but it also had the power to fill silence. The kind of silence that stays in your heart long after the music ends. Even now, years after she has gone, her songs drift through the air like a warm ocean breeze, carrying the same message: love, dignity, and truth that never dies. Cesária Évora may have left this world, but her voice still lives. In every heartbeat of Cape Verde, she was not just the Barefoot Diva, she was the voice of an island, the sound of a people, and a reminder that from the simplest places can come the most extraordinary souls. Her feet never wore shoes, but her music walked across the world, and it will never stop walking. If you like content like this, please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next.
Boquinha tão doce, bom saber só arranja trança. Vaquinha mansa, bocarinha contente, boquinha tão doce.